Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's always a pleasure to chat and discuss elements about our life and our understanding of how our states, our world function from a different angle. Today I would like to um, push the idea of why is it interesting to study world history? I believe that every one of us should have the chance, a moment in his life to look at the world as it is unfolding around us. We have been on this planet for, it depends of the evolution, depends where we started exactly. 200,000 years ago, then we had to wait about 20,000 years ago to see our next phase of evolution itself as a Homo sapien, right? Then we waited about 10,000 years ago to move from a hunter-gathering species to a much more sophisticated species during what we call the agricultural revolution, where we settled, where we created an environment for us to build civilization, and within that build-up moment in our human history, here we are today, 10,000 later, with amazing achievements, but also a very challenging future. So, in a way, what I would like you to understand is that when you are looking at our world history itself, I would like you to understand that there are some elements that they are common within this understanding. First of all, regardless where we are, from which area you are going to study our evolution, you have to remember that there has been always an exchange of ideas, an exchange of technologies, an exchange of philosophies, an exchange of religions, an exchange of human interactions. So I don't believe that our civilization can be or has evolved without that exchange between all different parties that they have an interest in human civilization itself. Regardless, either if you go back to Mesopotamia, which is a beacon for Western Hemisphere, um, or if you go to the Shia culture, which is also one very main element in South Asian evolution, or if you go to the India region, right, where also it had an impact on both the Western Hemisphere or the South Asian region itself, you will find out that there was an exchange between all these areas. We also have to understand that within our course of exchanges, we have not been aware of America. We did not have a chance to know the Incas, the Aztecs, and other civilizations out there. Because we haven't had the tools to arrive there at that time, and the understanding that we were on a different continent. So we had to wait till 1490, 100, almost like 8,000 years within our agrarian revolution to understand, oh, there are other people somewhere also that they have built a civilization like we did in Middle East, Europe, Africa, and Asia. So this is very important, I believe, to understand once you start contemplating, understanding human history. So human history is based on exchanges. This is very, very important, I believe, here. Also, we have to understand that within this exchange, there has been always the idea of a core and a periphery. So basically, what we are discussing here is there will be always an area where everything will start from. I mean, technologies, new innovations, etc. And it will create like a bubble, right? Like a hub. And then there will be always the idea of the periphery, what's around that area of evolution, and how the people around that area are going to interact. So basically, to understand it from a modern world point of view, today we have Washington, Brussels, and we have Beijing as three main areas, core areas today in our human evolution, from a geopolitical point of view, economic point of view, and also societal point of view, with some semi-core nations that they are in between, example Russia, or a peripheral nation like my home country Morocco, where we are on the periphery and we try to navigate these core centers, because that's how we function as a society. There has been always a core and the periphery. We have to understand this part. That's how we function also. Also, we have to understand that power shift, it's a constant. Power will always shift. We have to appreciate that shift, not look at it from a negative element, because it is part of our evolution. It is part of nature, so of our natural order. For just look at Christianity. Christianity basically started in Middle East, but the power of Christianity shifted from Middle East to Rome, due to thanks to the Roman Emperor, who accepted Jesus to be his favorite angel religion, Christianity to be its favorite religion. So yes, so power shift all the time. We have to understand this part. Europe has never been considered as a core nation till, let's go back to maybe the fall of Islam, I believe. We're talking about the discovery of America. This is where Europe started creating an environment around itself to take the lead, and especially after the industrial revolution that started in England, that also gave a boost to Europe to be the center of a trade between South Asia and the Americas. So they were there. They understood their power, their geopolitical power at that time, and they moved on it from the mercantile state to the industrial state, and they also created the new norms of political policies within their societies. So yes, so again, China had a very long-standing power since they created the first printing, they created paper, they created money as we know today. However, it didn't last, and they fall to the fact that other nations around them, starting with the Arabs and the Muslims also in Middle East, that they have incorporated a lot of their technologies into their own, starting with Mesopotamian first kingdoms, and moving beyond that to conquer a wide range of geographical lands around the world. But then again, that Islam evolution stopped once we moved from an agrarian society to a much more industrialized society, and we moved also at the moment where Europe start understanding that okay, maybe it's time to take over this knowledge and to use it in a better way. Of course, we have also to add the fact of the wealth that came from South America and North America itself. So as you can see that the concept I'm trying to discuss with you here is the fact that we have to accept this shift, and it will go that way. I believe China is getting back economically, and Europe is fighting to keep its position as a broker, while America has taken the lead in many fields, as we know, from military to science to space exploration, etc. So yes, so you have to take this as granted once you try to understand our history. So we also have to understand that our society has evolved from a structural point of view. Religion has evolved, thinking has evolved, philosophies have evolved, and we became more complex today. So you have to understand that evolution, and you have also to understand that the more we move further in the future with new complex systems within our society, we will create a new understanding how to manage that social contract that was created a few thousand years ago. We will also challenge the structure, the hierarchy that was created during the agrarian evolution, that was challenged during the industrial revolution, and it will be challenged furthermore once we go to an information age society. The key knowledge is very important here. The knowledge has spread beyond our beyond our dreams, in a way that if you look at somebody 5,000-6,000 years ago, and you see his knowledge database, his knowledge, he's more knowledgeable today than before. Even he's more knowledgeable than 100 years ago, where the level of education was very low globally. So yes, you have to think about it this way, all right? So when you're looking at studying our human history and our human civilization and how it did evolve, so you have to understand these few facts of our evolution itself. All right, take care. I hope it was a good talk, and see you next. Bye bye.